I'm here with my dog, my teammate. I'm super hyped to have my girl here. Two-time WNBA All-Star, Kelsey Mitchell. What's good with it?
7 years, 4 coaches, and a playoff drought that felt never-ending. Kelsey Mitchell's journey with the Indiana Fever was anything but smooth. But everything changed in the 2024 season.
Oh, me, I'm a Midwestern girl, born and raised in Cincinnati, Ohio. 5'3" kid. It's kind of tough to come out of where I come from because it's so small, and so you get what you get. It's kind of a dense city. It's not as like a Miami or like Atlanta, so you kind of get what you get. And so I grew up hooping through my family. I come from a family dynamic of just sports. My dad was he went to school to play football. So he met my mom at Eastern Kentucky.
Okay.
And that's how I was brought into this world.
Shout out to your parents, though.
In a candid interview with teammate Erica Wheeler, that's making waves in the basketball world, Kelsey Mitchell opens up about her roller coaster career and the spark behind the Fever's resurgence. From last season's struggles to the highs of becoming a WNBA All-Star, and her honest thoughts on Caitlin Clark and the fans, Mitchell isn't holding back. Ready to hear how one player's arrival changed not just the team, but Mitchell's entire outlook on the game? Let's dive in.
And that's how I knew what my lifestyle was, just through hoop. I had friends through hoop. You kind of gain a lifestyle, and the rest was kind of history.
Yeah, I
look back at it now. I went from Cincinnati and I went up the street to Columbus, to Ohio State University, and I was always a homebody, but I knew I wanted to get out of Cincinnati. That was clear. And once I became a Buckeye, I kind of chose.
Imagine this: you're Kelsey Mitchell, the No. 2 overall pick in the 2018 WNBA draft, ready to take the league by storm and lead your team to glory. But instead of championship celebrations, you're met with season after season of crushing losses. For years, that was Kelsey's reality with the Indiana Fever.
You and E both been here for a number of years, right?
Yeah.
Y'all done been through the tough years. Well, you really got to grind it out. Tough season.
What, you had 7 years here?
All 7.
All 7. You ain't never been to another
Fever
team.
girl.
7 years and how many years?
So I was here from 2015 to.
She was my back.
Hey, wait. Wait. Don't count my age right now on TV. Don't do that. Don't do me like that. You know what I mean? I still look good for my age.
When Kelsey Mitchell arrived in Indiana, she was full of promise and potential. The Fever had high hopes for their new star, but they had no idea how tough the road ahead would be. Season after season, wins remained out of reach. The Fever didn't just miss the playoffs, they endured a 7-year drought, including a brutal 5-win season. Imagine carrying that kind of disappointment. But here's where it gets interesting. Despite the team's struggles, Mitchell's talent never wavered. She wasn't just good, she was consistently great. From 2018 to 2023, she averaged over 16 points per game, proving herself as an elite scorer year after year. Still, personal success can only overshadow team frustration for so long. A fierce competitor, Mitchell couldn't help but question her future. In Indiana, the points were piling up and the accolades kept coming, but something was missing. In Mitchell's own words, the points, the accolades, it wasn't enough. She wasn't just chasing personal success, she craved team success. It's about winning, she said. It's about the team. Her early years with the Fever were anything but stable. Across 7 seasons, she played under 4 different head coaches, each bringing a new system, a new vision. How do you build a championship contender when the architect keeps changing? Every time she adjusted, the foundation shifted again. It was a constant rebuild, Mitchell recalled. And I had to figure out, am I going to swim or sink? Despite the chaos, she never wavered. While some players might have demanded a trade or let their efforts slip, Mitchell doubled down. She became known for her relentless work ethic, first in the gym, last to leave. Even through loss after loss, she kept pushing, kept striving, kept believing. Instead of walking away, she made a choice to be part of the solution. It's easy to stay where things are good, she admitted. But loyalty during the tough years, that's rare. She put her trust in the organization, believing in their vision, even when the road was uncertain. Every time a new coach came in, it was like starting over. survival mode, but I'm a fighter. That perseverance finally paid off in 2023 when, after years of individual excellence overshadowed by team struggles, Mitchell earned her first WNBA All-Star selection. It was a well-deserved validation, not just of her scoring ability, but of her resilience. "I didn't set out for that to be my goal," she said. "I just knew I had to keep my name and my game relevant." But even as she celebrated that milestone, her focus remained on something bigger, the team. "I always got my back dirty," she reflected. "I had to." Her journey was never about taking the easy path. It was about fighting for every inch of respect, every win, every moment of progress. Then came the 2024 season, her best yet. Mitchell reached new heights, averaging 19.2 points per game while shooting a career-best 46.8% from the field and 40% from three. She wasn't just putting up numbers. She was playing the best basketball of her career. And this time, the league took notice. But just as her star continued to rise, personal loss threatened to extinguish her fire. The season started with devastation. So how did Kelsey Mitchell find the strength not just to keep playing, but to dominate in the face of overwhelming grief? "It's been a difficult year for me, personally," Mitchell admitted. "I lost my dad 5 or 6 months ago, and that was tough." As she reflected on her journey, she couldn't help but feel grateful to still be here. "I never thought I'd have to do this without a parent," she said. "Anybody who comes from a 2-parent home or just has loving parents knows what that's like. When I lost my dad, I didn't know what was going to happen." The 2024 season was supposed to be Mitchell's crowning achievement, the year she cemented her legacy. But just as she was gearing up for what would become a career-defining season, tragedy struck. In March, she lost her father, a man she called her best friend. This wasn't just the loss of a parent. It was the loss of her greatest supporter, her toughest critic, the person who had instilled in her a deep love for basketball. "I miss my dad so much now, because he was the only person who reminded me who I was," she shared. "He was aggressive, he was hard on me, but it came from love." His absence left a void that felt impossible to fill. Suddenly, the game that had always been her refuge felt impossibly difficult. She found herself at a crossroads, questioning everything. In a heart-wrenching confession, Mitchell revealed, "I didn't know if I was going to play this season." The weight of her grief was so overwhelming that she seriously considered stepping away from basketball entirely. "You go through certain things, and it hits a part of your heart that's broken," she said. "And you look back on all the hours you put in the gym, and suddenly, they don't even feel real because the pain and trauma take over." Her mind raced with worry about her emotions, about how to move forward without her father, about her family. "My brother was overseas. My sister was trying to figure out life. My mom was working a 9 to 5, she recalled. "I had gotten to a point where I felt like a piece of me was ripped away, and I didn't know how to move forward."